Children are used to being happy at their age. They should be playing happily with their friends and get some love or attention from parents. But are all children happy? If not, what makes them unhappy? What is the cause? Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Calista Aqilah Azzah. My friend usually call me just Calista. I am from SMA Kebangsaan. And here's my speech, entitled The Impact of Parental Divorce on Child Psychology. Before we get into it, let me explain the meaning of divorce. So, divorce is a status when two married couples split up and decided to live their own life. It's a terrible thing actually, that is often found in our generation. In fact, in our country, in Indonesia, we can easily find a child with a divorced parents, or we like to call it broken home. Back to the main topic. There's a lot of impact of parental divorce done to a child. Like it can do terrible things to their mental health, especially if the child is still young, so they cannot understand what is happening between their parents. And sometimes parents can forget that their children could be hurt by their words when they are fighting. Words can sometimes hurt more than a sword. So parents should be more careful choosing their words in front of their children. The reasoning for that is children will have trouble on their mental health, physical health, and education focus. Let me explain the three impacts that I came up with. The first impact is about mental health. Kids with a divorced parents can sometimes experience anxiety, loneliness, attention deficit hyperactive disorder, and any other types of mental illness. When parents split up or got divorced, the children often go with their mom instead of their dad. So the lack of father figures does matter, because if you ask a child about whether loving their parents or not, typically they will answer, I sure do love my mom, but God, I wish I have a dad. With this drawback, children can be a quiet child, unable to control their emotion, unconfident with themselves, and what's worse, they can be affected in promiscuity. However, there's a children out there that wants to keep fighting for their future and wants to keep believing on themselves because they don't have anyone to rely on. And sometimes these children have a sibling at home that they need to take care of. The next impact is about physical health. When parents having a fight, they cannot control their anger. So sometimes hurting a child is like an only solution for them to throw away their anger. Abuse like this can leave some serious bruises to the child. And often they use long sleeve shirts to hide it from any unwanted attention, such as friends or teachers from school. Of course, these bruises aren't just from their parents. Children may also use self-inflicted injury to cope with emotional pain, strong feelings such as frustration, sadness, anger, isolation, rejection, and intense pressure. They even brave enough to commit suicide at a very young age. Lastly, it's about education focus. Studying or learning could be children's worst nightmare because they cannot be with their study partner, or they don't have a family to study with. And often they can hear yelling from their parents, so their learning time could be disturbed. They may often seem to be sleeping in class or not focused. Well, that's because they really don't have a time to take a break from everything that is happening. The impact for them is failing in class, getting a bad view from the teacher, or they will think we are as a delinquent. So, no matter what happened, no matter what is life going through to you, or how lonely it feels to eat dinner alone all the time, we have to keep fighting for our future, for ourselves. Because if we don't, then who will, right? And for anyone that's want to start a family, you have to think twice about it, because they will come a big responsibility, a big consequences you have to handle. Therefore, stop fooling around, because your children is our future too. So let's not just educate them, but let's love them. Let's take action for them. Because we are not here to recycle, but to remember that our children could live a better life, a better household, and a better future. Don't allow your ego to get in the way of our future youth. That is all from me. I'm sorry if I said anything wrong or improper. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.